happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got
Yo, and his car just combusts.
loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car
150 miles an hour.
get up in the air.
He did a flip at 120 miles an hour.
Thing went all. It did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, we have delved down the rabbit hole of NASCAR before. As someone who is a European, I've actually only ever heard of one racetrack in the NASCAR universe, and that is Daytona. I heard of Daytona years and years ago. Daytona is such a famous name in racetrack and in racing history. It's kind of like the Nürburgring or Le Mans, where you don't have to be a racing fan just to hear of these racetracks. Everyone's heard of them. Daytona's one of them, and today we're actually going to be reacting to the worst crashes in Daytona history. We've reacted to the worst crashes in NASCAR before, but I'm sure this is going to include some that we haven't seen before. Now, this is going to be a two-parter because this video that we're reacting to is so long, so I'm really excited to get into it. If you guys do enjoy the reactions, please do subscribe, and if they are blurred because of copyright reasons, then you can find the unblurred versions on Patreon. Let's get started with MMCS's video called The Worst Crashes at Daytona.
Oh, that's a heavy hit. Right rear, right into the wall, head on like that. Doesn't get it.
Straight off the bat. Literally, what happened? Oh, look at this. You can see this 8 clip the back of this white car here, who then pits this car straight into the wall. Oh, he did nothing wrong. It wasn't even his fault.
Right into the wall, head on like that. Doesn't get any harder, Kevin.
That is
and the car's
one of the
fire.
hardest hits that you can take in a race car when you get turned in the middle of the straightaway, right front into the wall, and it is so violent, and I'm so happy to see him put that window neck down quick. I know the car was on fire and he was in a hurry, but you could hear it in his voice.
Look at this.
How bad it hurt, and you're going to see him shoot up right here.
He did nothing wrong.
You hear him go back to the gas, saving grace.
A little dicey down the back straightaway. Cars get a little bit loose and crazy as they get.
What makes Daytona different? Can you guys tell me what makes Daytona different compared to like normal NASCAR races? Because from a European's perspective, it's just they're all all big rings, aren't they? They're all just big circles. What makes Daytona different?
In the back straightaway.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to go?
Trouble. Here we go. Here we go.
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they pile up behind him.
14,
okay, that's not too
48.
bad.
I mean, the whole crowd. There's a 10.
They all got pretty lucky getting
Wow.
stuck
Lord have
sideways.
mercy.
I don't think it didn't look
Now
like any
watch
was
Jimmy
too bad.
Johnson outside, second
it?
row.
Oh, they got 4
Whoa.
wide. What happened
Yeah.
was the one car, he snuck to the outside of the 48 getting into turn 3, and the 6 tried to go to the inside.
Man, Jeff Gordon nailed this spot on. It's not even 10 laps to go, and they're racing like it is. Jimmy Johnson couldn't really decide on a line which to go in. Trevor Bayne filled the hole and made it 4 wide and ended up clipping Jimmy Johnson's quarter panel, sending Johnson spinning across the racetrack,
And
collecting Martin Truex.
Then look at that, the 14. He
Johnson's quarter panel.
he just
sending Johnson
nails
spinning
the
across
14
the
in the
racetrack.
face. Do you reckon there's a brief moment where they could just see each other just like, I'm so sorry, I did not mean to be backwards.
Collecting Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Clint Boyer, and Daytona 500 champion Kevin Harvick. The cool thing about this clip is Kurt Busch actually scraped the wall, and he ended up winning the race, and the raced version car of this is really cool.
Correct.
Wait, one of them ended up winning the race. One of these people against the wall ended up winning the race.
And the raced version car of this is
I'd
really
love to
cool.
have seen the full race of
Correct.
that. How many? That's like half the
Here's the
grid.
big one. Man.
Well, there goes half the field.
Yeah, that's what I was
Sure
saying.
does. You can see Joey Logano
What
really
happened?
aggressive to the rear bumper of the 10. He's going to push him all the way up to the 2, and they just right before
Look, you can see it down here.
to the rear
This white car here just shunts the back of this
the
car.
10.
Look,
He's going
ready?
to push him all the way up to the
Bang.
2, and they just right before the 10 gets there, there's a little bit of movement, and that
You know what's really irritating? The cars that always get the most damage, it's never their fault for the crash, is it?
little bit of movement
never
when you make
their
that much
fault.
contact.
It's always someone
Turns
being hit
your
into
car right
someone
around.
who
That's
then
exactly
crashes
what happened
into
to Brad
the person who
Keselowski
gets
and the 10 of
totaled.
Almirola. Remember Joey Logano
he
talking on
was
the
just
radio
spinning.
earlier about you got to
He's
tell me
just
when
spinning.
I'm pushing that car and it's going to make contact with the car in front of us. Well, that happened right there with his teammate.
In the closing laps of the 2020 Daytona 500, Brad Keselowski will once again get clipped down the backstretch and get sent spinning around, causing a massive crash. I feel bad for Brad Keselowski because it seems like every year he gets turned on the backstretch with just a handful of laps to go, causing a massive crash and not being able to finish the race, even with the strong car.
That must be the most infuriating thing ever. Just driving and then just get taken out completely.
This ultimately would wipe out so many competitors and cars in this race that it would take forever to clean up, and there would be very few cars left to even finish the race. This crash took out over 15 cars.
Here comes Kyle Busch with a push from Boyer on the inside.
Oh, look how close they are. 10 laps to go and look how close they are. Man, I actually really want to get into NASCAR.
Oh,
and they've gone.
And everybody.
Good.
Oh,
Are you?
Oh my God, look up here.
This is big. Wow. But it.
At one point, a car was on top of another car. We'll
boy,
see
it just
in the replay.
reminds me of the Clash. Same type of carnage that we saw where these cars were going everywhere. A lot of damage as they all got to turn 3.
Outside lane, DiBenedetto and Paul Menard.
Yeah, Paul Menard giving a pretty nice push down the back straightaway to DiBenedetto. Gets to his right rear.
There's 3 cars being pushed here.
Oh, yeah, that just starts to turn.
Yeah, look, and he just
Turn him a little bit.
Got him in the right rear.
And then he collects Menard.
Look, you can see
Yeah,
here.
Logano just misses
Look, that car gets lifted up.
it, but the whole outside lane and half the inside pile up.
And this is exactly what we were just talking about. At this stage in the race, you can start to taste victory in the Daytona 500. You want to see that checkered flag, and you'll do anything to get it, and you know you've got to be more aggressive with those bump drafts.
It looks exactly like the Clash. I mean, all those cars, third turn, all those cars wadded up, sliding up the track with sparks flying. It looks so much like the Clash.
In the closing laps of the 2019 Daytona 500, Matt DiBenedetto being
I wonder if there's ever a driver, right, who has a strategy who just goes, I'm just going to sit at the back and wait for everyone to crash and then finish 10th. Just do that. Because it seems like every race there's a
pushed by
crash.
Paul Menard on the outside lane, had a strong surge of momentum on the top. It was ultimately until Menard would unhook with DiBenedetto and send him spinning across.
I will say, this is quite nice karma we see here, because the 21 spins out 95.
It was ultimately
And then 12 does the exact same to
until
21.
Menard
Ready?
would unhook with DiBenedetto and
But then someone does it to 12, and 38 does it to guys
send
does it
him
to 12.
spinning across
And then, I'm not even going to bother
the
reading all these
racetrack.
numbers.
There was
It
so
just
many
keeps
cars
going.
who just piled into this accident because they had nowhere to go and they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. This is what happens at super speedway racing. It's the rubber band effect. You come back together and the entire field will come flying apart if there's one car that spins right in front of you.
Oh, he can't get that pushed. Oh,
Into the
the
wall he
sound.
goes. And they'll collect.
Before this crash happens, I just want to listen to the sound. These side cameras as well, which are right on the racetrack's edge. Oh,
And this
just give
accident.
the best view, don't they? Look.
can't get that pushed.
Oh, into the wall he goes. And they'll collect more cars behind. The 14 stays on the ground.
Hold the brake.
You can see it happening. Upper quarter
Where is
panel.
it? Look,
Goes to 48.
he lifts up.
The 48 wants to push him,
Look.
but he needs to push him in the right
Oh, that
side.
could've
But
been
the
so
14's
bad.
driving up the track loose,
That could have been so bad, couldn't it?
and that offsets him the wrong way.
When leading the race coming off of turn 4 at Daytona, Chase Briscoe was touched by Alex Bowman and he overcorrected, sending himself spinning in the outside wall. This was one of the weirdest crashes of the NASCAR Next Gen that I've seen at Daytona, but what ensued behind it was a wild wreck, taking out playoff hopefuls Bubba Wallace and other competitors. Austin
Oh,
Dillon,
what
who
an
you see
awesome
sliding
camera view.
sideways in pit road, he actually ended up winning this race after an even bigger crash happened just a few laps later.
Harvick slides up in front of traffic.
Cars upside down, cars everywhere.
And turn 4 is Calamity Corner once again. The field is frozen. Jeff Gordon came across with Stewart and Johnson side by side, but there are half a dozen cars littered between turn 3 and the start-finish line.
All right.
Last year's third-place finisher, Scott Wimmer. The 29 of Kevin Harvick. The 42 of Jamie McMurray.
One of these cars was just standing up on its nose, swimming, spinning around like a water spout.
Greg Biffle. Jeff Burton had lost an engine prior to this. He coasts onto pit road between turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, look.
Because something happened to Greg Biffle, the 16 car that triggered all this.
I'm pleased. Watch it. See if it's Harvick's car. Oh, no, it's the 22 car.
He's rolling back.
Scott Wimmer.
Look at him just spinning around. He got up on his nose and come back down on his wheels.
That Busch. It's Kurt Busch. Whew, he got to run. Got to run. 97 car. Kurt Busch really got to run. Push the 21 car right on by.
That 97 has shown to be fast. Very fast.
And what's at stake for him here? He's
trouble.
Contact on the last guys. It's Mike Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31.
There's a wheel.
Waltrip's over. 1, 2.
There's another wheel.
3 times for Michael Waltrip. Well, there's the big one right there. Took a lot. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Marlin in there? 40 cars in it. That's Michael Waltrip's car upside down.
From what I've heard, there's been 2 deaths in NASCAR. Is that right, or is there more? There's this Dale Earnhardt Jr. who's passed away, and someone else, I think. I'm not sure. Correct me if that is wrong. Have more than 2 people passed away in NASCAR? Because it seems like it's such a dangerous sport.
Terry Smith.
See movement there at the left side of the car. And when you're in a situation like that, you are just a passenger, especially when these cars start turning each other. Here you see, looks like Johnny Sauter slid up in the 30 car into Brian Vickers in the 25. It chain reaction.
It looks like the 13 pits the other car.
Yes, that's Michael Tuckins. Yeah.
And Biffle, the pole sitter, looks like he barely got through there.
So you see the tire come off of Michael's car, then it got into that grass softened by the rain, and it just dug in, just like we saw Ryan Newman's last year and sent the car over.
There's Harvick, Kevin LePage, Johnny Benson,
Terry Labonte. You saw McMurray and Vickers.
Yeah, who calls
okay, here we go. This might be our best shot.
Watch the car at the bottom there. Blue and yellow car.
The blue and yellow car.
Slides up right there.
Yeah, so it's this 3-car wide thing there. And it looks like everyone just sort of shunts into the side of each other, which then hits the wall.
Contact.
And just
Which doesn't
causes...
look like a...
see, 13, it was 13 spinning.
Run 185.
And then he also...
590 miles per hour, it's a lot.
Man, it's all 13's fault. What the fuck?
Here's the 15, the mountain right now, he's going to dig in. There goes one of the tires that Alan talked about. Violent.
Very violent.
No matter the decade, if it's the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, or 2020s, Daytona is one of the most fierce and dangerous tracks that's ever been built. And over the years, we've seen some dramatic and traumatic crashes at Daytona. And Michael Waltrip proved that even in the grass, it's not safe. Michael Waltrip in 2004 got spun into the grass and his car hooked in the grass, making a rut and sending his car flipping violently down the back straightaway. Thankfully, Michael Waltrip was okay, but it took a long time for them to clean up this massive accident because he was trapped in his race car upside down. This was one of the early crashes of the 2004 season, and it really set the tone of a wild year that would ensue.
Whoa.
Oh, Barry's gone, and he goes.
He's airborne. Oh, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. That may be one of the worst ones we've seen in this video. He's still spinning. Wow. I think that may be one of the worst ones we've seen in this video. At least the top 2.
Eric Jones is involved.
And there wasn't too many cars involved in this one, but it just seemed that he just got nailed bad.
And get some kind of big move here off turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Johnson to the wall with the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof.
Oh my.
One car hard into the wall.
Oh my god, the sound effects.
And it ends in flames and sparks.
All right, front row sitter up here. He's got a...
Can we just say, right, if this guy went on to win the race, it would have been the single most coolest thing ever. Look at this.
McMurray.
Look at the 15 on the far right, yeah?
3, 4 cars.
He literally flips.
Around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was a...
And it ends in flames and sparks.
All right, front row sitter up here. He's got a torn up race car.
Mark
78
Trix,
car.
Jimmy Johnson. He looks okay. Front end of his car on fire.
Menard had a fast car all day long.
So whose fault is it?
Long, and here comes
Look, it looks like the one clips to 48.
Murray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got
Yo, and his car just combusts.
loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car.
150 miles an hour.
Get up in the air.
He did a flip at 120 miles an hour.
Thing went all. It did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes all the way across the infield.
Crazy cool.
See the outside 48 Alex Bowman doing a little side drafting to the right side of Eric Almirola.
And I see a gap in between Eric.
It looks like that black and yellow car and that multicolored car are going to cause a collision. They seem so close to each other.
And look at the push coming from Kyle Busch to his teammate Christopher Bell. Now that's going to get him to the rear bumper.
Big shot.
Oh. He just got over on that right side.
What happens when this happens? Do they get penalized, or are you allowed to do this?
Tell you another part of that equation, Jeff. These cars, they have skew in the rear ends. That's obviously for speed and make the cars go fast, make them pull up. Skew in the rear.
I was watching this car at the back, yeah.
I could tell you another part of that equation, Jeff. These cars, they have
look at this 24
skew in the rear ends.
Just trying to worm his way through. Look, avoids that.
For
so close at getting through this gap. You could see he's trying to go for it, and then just clip.
Make the cars go fast, make them pull up to other cars.
He did everything in his power to keep going.
Also, in my experience, makes him squirrely. When that car hits him, it pushes that car into the steer of the rear end, and it can turn you in a heartbeat.
Or so reminiscent when Eric Almirola lost the lead in the closing.
Don't the cars just look awesome though?
Yards of this race in 2018.
How fast are these cars? Like, what is their top speed? Can someone let me know that as well?
He was along for the ride. As soon as that contact hit, it just turned his car right. He took the words right out of my mouth. Unbelievable. Crushing blows to so many teams.
There's another thing as well. What are the car requirements? Because surely if it's just about the fastest car wins, you could just maybe slap a Formula One car on the racetrack and just win it.
So many efforts that it goes into having fast cars and being at this Daytona 500. That was a lot of heavy hitters in this one.
Teammate Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, 3 Fords. Hurdle already. The wall.
First lap,
Slams
second lap.
to the outside. It's 5-time champion Jim Jones. He collects Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Reagan.
Trevor Bayne, the 21 car, winner from last year. You see him involved?
Kurt Busch is involved.
I'm a little worried about Jimmy. He took a hard lick right in the door. And there's the HenryCar.com Chevrolet of Kurt Busch. He's got damage.
1 lap and 600 feet, and it's calamity.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the 48 look just under 200 miles an hour. Yeah, look.
Ooh. Just got a little tap in the back end.
I believe that might have been Elliott Sadler at 33.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right.
Fuck, that's a bad one.
Here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here, right between those two cars.
Oh fuck!
Jimmy's.
So the commentator's talking about this green car.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Yeah. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here, right between those two cars.
First caution of the night, lap 2.
After waiting around for 36 hours, it was time to get the 2012 Daytona 500 underway. But it didn't take long for calamity to ensue, as Elliott Sadler would give a
hit the wall at 180 miles an hour.
Bad bump to Jimmy Johnson, sitting him hard into the outside wall.
And then gets nailed at 150 miles an hour.
And collecting Daytona 500 hopeful Danica Patrick. It was her very first full-time race at Daytona, and she was excited, but ultimately, her day was over only on lap 2.
And look at us, we're at the halfway point already. The worst crashes really do seem to happen to the cars that didn't start it. It really does. It always feels like a knock-on effect of someone hitting someone who just gets totaled. It's really, really cool to watch. Obviously, I can imagine as a driver, when you're just doing everything right and you still get taken out of the race, it's probably one of the most infuriating things ever. But for a viewer, I mean, action's action, I'm not going to complain. Yeah, I'd like to know actually how dangerous this sport is when it comes to fatalities, because it seems like there's a crash every race. It seems like there's a crash every race, especially with how hard drivers push in the final laps of the race as well, and how close they seem to stay all the way up until the final lap. If you watch something like Formula 1, there's normally 20 seconds between the car in first and second. Here it doesn't even seem like there's a 20th of a second. I think NASCAR is something that I need to delve into a little bit more and find out more of the rules on NASCAR. And if you guys would be interested in watching a video on that, let me know, where we could find out about what is the car requirements and how quick those cars are, who gets penalised after a big crash like that. We will find out in due time, but either way, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in part 2. You take care. Bye bye.